beautiful day here in sunny Colorado, and we're here at the Horizon Festival getting ready to throw it down tonight. But remember, if you don't get here by 10 p.m., you are not going to get in. So if you're on your way down right now, step on the gas.
We are back with another classic video game review, and that is Forza Horizon. Yes! Forza Horizon is a racing game developed by Turn 10 Studios and Playground Games. It was released on October 23rd, 2012 as an Xbox 360 exclusive. It was succeeded by Forza Horizon 2. The game starts with you driving a Dodge Viper to the Horizon Festival in Colorado, where you stop at a diner against Darius Flint, who you have to beat later in the game in order to be crowned Horizon Champion. However, that is not the car that you'll be driving right away. Once you arrive at the diner, you are actually driving a Volkswagen Corrado, in which there are 10 spots up for grabs at the festival. Once you finally arrive, you're greeted by Alice Hart. She is your guide in the game. Here's her introduction.
Yep, we're done. Close the gate. Congratulations, you made the heats. That's an access sticker, a map, and a pass to the qualifier events. And this is so I can get in touch if I need to. You'll need to get your car checked out by a race engineer, Dax Stewart, over at the garage. I'm Alice Hart, by the way. Welcome to Horizon.
After Alice mentions Dak, you go see him to check out your car. He is a mechanic in the game and will hook you up with whatever you need. Here's his introduction.
Mr. Dak has problem with my car, I think.
Damn right. You need to swap out these fancy shocks for something a farmer would recognize, or you don't race.
Yes, Mr. Dak.
Yeah, the trouble with you kids these days is you try bending the rules before you learn the game. Hey. 95 VW Corrado. Used to own one myself. Of course, I looked after mine. Turn her over. Timing's off. On the bright side, this fine automobile shouldn't get you killed. Now that you pass. You'll need to come back and see me for performance upgrades to stay competitive. That's if you make it through the heats, of course.
This game is considered a classic because it's one of the greatest racing games of all time, and it was a spin-off to the Forza Motorsport franchise. Horizon 1 was also a risk at the time, since they had never done a game like this before, as it was traditionally a track racing game and a simulation. Horizon was also following up a highly successful Forza Motorsport 4, so they took a chance there as well. It was also the first game in the overall franchise to feature a day-to-night cycle, an open world, and off-road races. The game wound up being a massive hit, and has since had 3 sequels of its own, and likely more. It showed that anything was possible.
Anything's possible!
Horizon 1 has even been made backwards compatible on the Xbox One, and it is also a Platinum Hits game. It kickstarted a successful franchise of its own, to the point where players much rather play this than its motorsport counterpart. It's even been considered more of an arcade game as well. It even started a trend of a Horizon and Motorsport game being released every other year until 2018. This game definitely lived up to the hype.
The ceiling is the roof.
Horizon has a unique feature that wasn't in many games at the time, and is that they have radio stations.
Why don't we just relax and turn on the radio? Would you like am or film?
They are Horizon Pulse, Horizon Base Arena, and Horizon Rocks. Horizon Rocks is exclusive to Horizon 1 only. Horizon Pulse in this game is hosted by Holly Cruz, and the music featured is pop, new disco, electronica, indie, and synth-pop. Horizon Bass Arena, hosted by Scott Tyler, who is the only DJ and character who has appeared in all of the Horizon games so far, plays house, EDM, electronic, and dance music. Horizon Rocks, hosted by Phoenix Fox, in this game plays rock music. Pulse and Bass Arena are the only radio stations that have been featured in every Horizon game. The main menu song is Language by Porter Robinson, which is played every time you are there. This song is featured on Horizon Pulse. The game also features a variety of different events such as festival races, showcase events, and street races. Festival races are races in which you compete against a star and others for a number of races. Those races can be on tarmac, dirt, or a combination of the two. Showcase races are races in which you go up against a unique vehicle, such as a plane or a helicopter, and once you beat them, you get to keep the car you competed in. Street races, which are not sanctioned by the Horizon Festival, are where you race against others on the open road, and you have to watch out for traffic. They are located at hubs throughout Colorado and are run by Ali Howard. Here's his introduction.
Come on, man, you sitting on my hood and you ain't gonna go for a ride? I knew you couldn't resist, yo. This is the scene, the lifeblood behind the circus. Adrenaline junkies getting their fix. They know the real high is when you put it all on the line. Now you been yapping in my heels, bro, over the championships, and I respect that. I do. But what we got right here, it's a different kind of experience. Pink slip. Hey, all or nothing. You ain't never felt a rush like that. You come hang with us whenever you feel the need, yo. That's what you saying, baby. You gonna roll away.
The way you level up in Forza Horizon is based on a wristband system. You unlock more races by doing a certain amount of them, and also by getting a new wristband. After you level up, you challenge your rival to a Star Showdown event, in which you will get their car if you win. Leveling up is also how you unlock more showcase events, and also increase your popularity rank. Doing skills also helps increase your rank. There are other things you can do at the Horizon Festival besides these.
Stop it. Get some help.
There are sponsor challenges, which are presented by the sponsors themselves. There are 10 ranks, and every time you complete them, you earn bonus credits. Also, there are PR stunts, which are located at every Horizon outpost, and you can do a photo shoot, speed trap, and skill trade stunt at each location. Completing each will provide a fast travel discount to each outpost. Players can also discover up to 9 barn finds. Barn finds are where you find a rare car, and it gets restored. There are also more than 100 discount signs throughout Colorado, in which you smash them and earn discounts on upgrades. Speaking of Colorado, which is where the game takes place, there are a number of different locations throughout the map. There are Beaumont, Bunker, Carson, Clear Springs, Clifton Valley, Eagle Ridge, Finley Dam, Gladstone, Kettle Hills, Montana Plains, Red Rock, Redford Ranch, and the Rockies. The cover car of Forza Horizon is a 2013 Dodge Viper SRT GTS, which is the car that you drive in the beginning of the game. As great as this game was, it wouldn't have been possible if it weren't for the people behind the scenes that made Horizon possible. They made it work.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Here is Ralph Fulton, who is the creative director of Playground Games, speaking about whether they could take Forza cars and put them on the open world and more.
Can we take Forza cars and put them in an open world? The answer was a resounding yes. So we started doing some quite deep research on, I think, just short of 30 real-world locations all around the globe. There was one clear winner, and that was Colorado in the United States. It combined all these things, legendary driving roads and fantastic scenery. That was really backed up when our environment team came back from Colorado from one of their research trips.
Here's more from Fulton as Chris Dowdy, who is the lead environment artist, and others talking about what they wanted to pick from Colorado, and more.
Our goal always was to build our own take on Colorado. So we cherry-picked all the best bits that the guys had found, put them into a 2D map form initially, and then from that we started building a 3D world. The biggest challenge is finding how to transition from one really diverse looking environment to the next, and that's where our extensive research really came in.
That festival, wow, it's sexy every time.
The lakeside area with the snow-capped mountains.
Plains to the foothills and forests and canyons. It's just epic diversity.
Red Rock is probably my favourite zone in the game. There's these massive vistas across the entire world. It just looks absolutely stunning.
This game is definitely awesome, even though it doesn't have the biggest variety as far as cars or the biggest open world. But even though there's a lot of invisible walls and there are a lot of missing vehicles, such as Porsche not being in this game, despite the fact that they were in the Forza Motorsport 4. But still, this game is a lot of fun. Definitely recommend it. It's not available in many places anymore, but you probably could get it on eBay or Amazon. If you're lucky, you can find it in store. I was lucky to get it at Best Buy the year that Horizon 3 came out, just before the end of its life cycle when the DLCs and everything ended. So I definitely lucked out there. But definitely a fun game. Very simple, which is nice at the time. Didn't have to worry about a lot of things that are in Horizon nowadays, such as doing drip zones and danger sides and all these things now required to get 3 stars. It was nice when you just had to go through the PR stunts and that's it. You didn't have to worry about all that other stuff, worry about 3 stars whenever you go through a speed trap or a speed zone throughout this map. You didn't have to worry about, oh, you got to get 3 stars or to get the achievement or anything. You didn't have to worry about that, which was nice and very simple. And obviously, no contest. This has the best soundtrack and story mode in all of the Horizon franchise, and it still hasn't been able to be beat. Even though the story mode isn't the best when it comes to story modes in general, but it's very cheesy as usually story modes are. But this game, out of the 4 so far in the franchise, had not been topped. I mean, the story is amazing, and also it's nice at the time you get to race against actual AI and not drivatars as they do it now. It was nice to be able to race against a person, even if it was just AI, but still, they're definitely very simple times. And even though like the physics weren't the best of the game because they didn't really have a foundation yet until later in the game. So definitely the later games definitely had even more of an arcadey feel than this one, but this one's still very fun, even though it had the base of the motorsport because it didn't have any other base to use. But still though, it was a lot of fun, and to be able to see the open world, even though it was a lot of visible walls, still though it's a lot of fun, and I still play it sometimes, even though on the newer TVs, you have the AV connection, all that, and it doesn't have the best quality, but that's not the fault of the system or the game or anything like that. But still, definitely a lot of fun because of the open world, and it's definitely, I think a lot of people still want to come back to this game over the newer ones because it was a fresh concept, something they never did before, and people were wow. And I think that's another reason why this game is so successful. Like I said, it's just the openness and just something new, and people never had that feeling before. Even though it didn't have what dynamic weather or seasons or anything like that, it doesn't matter in this game. It's simple, fun, and you get a lot done, and you can be doing a lot of things and you just have a lot of fun with it, and you didn't have to worry about doing extra things and a lot of stuff that drive you crazy or anything like that. Also, another thing is it did have expansions, but not all these crazy achievements that you get now, like that really lowers your percentage. But the one expansion it did have was the Horizon Rally expansion. I was never able to get it. I mean, there was no point of getting it once the game was almost over. But also that featured a notable car going to Ford SVT Focus, which I actually like that car, but it has not been in any Horizon game since. Hopefully they bring it back someday. And that also was a separate expansion which had achievements attached to it as well, but it wasn't as many as nowadays, and it was just simple times. I wish they still kept it this simple and not have to make you do all these other extra things just for an achievement. No cheesy festival playlists or any of that other nonsense. Just a simple story mode, and that's it. You just get it done, and definitely the story mode, like I said, was the best because it made you hate guys like Darius Flint. Like, he was the big villain of the game. You had to beat it in order to be champion, and it was just so much easier, and it made you hate a guy. It's very similar to like other games like Need for Speed Most Wanted, where you hated guys like Razor or Cross, or Underground 2, where you hated guys like Vince or whoever like there. And this game made you hate a villain, and no other game has been able to do that since. There's been no actual villain, no guy to strive for. I can understand why players nowadays don't bother continuing the game after a while, because there's really nothing left to prove. Like, they felt like they won already. But this game makes you prove something, And that's what I really like about it with the story mode and everything, even though it's still cheesy to story mode standards, but as far as this game, it made a lot of sense, and you're able to at least be able to be with the characters and try to beat them, and the races were definitely challenging at times, but at the end of the day, it was fun beating them, and it was a lot of fun, like I said, and just to be able to challenge them, and even though, like I said, the story mode wasn't great, but the music, no contest, like every single song on the most part of the game is fantastic. Listen to it a lot, and there's no reason to turn it off. It's just every single song is, almost everyone is just fantastic. Listen to while you're cruising down the streets of Colorado, seeing the scenery, everything like that. It was beautiful, and still can't believe no game in the series has been able to top it, despite the better graphics, the better open world, better car lists, not as many invisible walls. Bringing it back to Auction House, this game still is cake for whatever reason, even though it doesn't have it's not as feature driven as the other games, but as far as this is concerned, it doesn't matter to people. They just like the simplicity, and the way it was done was right. I don't understand why they had to change it up. I mean, this game also, you're able to sell your car for half the price. I can't believe they haven't brought it back yet. Turn 10, or Playground, if you're watching this, bring it back. In the auto show, not just at the auction house or when you do the wheel spin, which they actually brought back from Horizon 2. If you get a duplicate car and you sell it, I wish they'd bring that back, because there's some cars that you get in the auction house or you don't want. At least with Horizon 1, you get to sell it and everything like that. That was nice then to do that, because some cars you don't want and you just wanted to sell it. So, and that was nice that they had that there. I wish they bring it back. But other than that, though, it was a very fun game. And the festival was exciting as well. Since it was in Colorado, ironically, the stage reminds you a lot of the X Games, which is also in Colorado, in Aspen. But it had a very X Games vibe to it, the festival, and it was fantastic. The visuals were great. The graphics at the time were amazing. And now that the Xbox One backwards compatible, now you can be able to see an even crisper quality. That's another way you can get the game now. If you don't have, if you're not able to get it on eBay or Amazon, you can get it. You can play it on the Xbox One if you have the game already. Thing is, though, it has to download it, and then that takes a while, so that's the downside of that. But you're able to have it backwards compatible, which is nice. So definitely a lot of fun. Definitely recommend it if you can. Very simple times, and you definitely should try it out, because it definitely you'll have a lot of fun, even if it's a bit of a challenge. But it's a good challenge. So, and also you don't have as much. You have a lot to do with the story mode, but you don't have to do any extra side things besides the PR stunts and stuff like that. Don't want to get 100% of the game, but still, though, definitely a lot of fun, and I definitely recommend it for sure. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully, you don't have a big grimace on your face as this video is about to end. Get it? Grimace? Not you, Grimace. Oh, okay, you, Grimace. But, anyways, definitely, like I said, play this game. It's a lot of fun, so you'll definitely enjoy it. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like. If you are brand new, subscribe. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.